Well, here's a sci-fi moment. Recent discovery of ice on Mars could mean life. Or it could simply mean 6 more weeks of winter. Hey, how many movies have you seen with a plot centered around anything to do with Mars? Too many to count, huh? Martians invade Earth, NASA sends heroic astronauts to explore the planet, humans colonize the red planet, and the list just goes on and on. It seems like we can't get enough of our mysterious cosmic neighbor. Heck, we even have a candy bar named after it. Well, studying Mars isn't just something imagined by Hollywood's greatest directors, or some really bad directors. Real-life scientists and researchers dedicate their time to learning more about the fourth planet from the Sun as well. And they've recently made an astonishing discovery: huge sheets of ice covering the surface of the planet. Could this mean there was once or is life on Mars? You'll have to keep watching to find out. And while you're at it, you can do some discovering of your own. But you've got to be really attentive. We've hidden 3 light bulbs throughout this video. Can you find them all? If you can, comment down below what time in the video each one appears. If you're the first person to do that, we'll mention you in one of our next videos. Good luck on your research! Alrighty, let's get started. Using photographs from the satellite Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, scientists have found ice in several regions of the red planet where the landscape consists of steep mountain slopes. The $720 million spacecraft was launched in 2005, and a few years ago, it sent back some pretty peculiar images and data. Among the terracotta-colored dirt, the researchers noticed some pale blue spots. Geologist Colin Dundas from the U.S. Geological Survey and his team found 8 cliffs that seemed to consist purely of ice, and this revolutionary information was recently published in the journal Science on January 11, 2018. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, I remember hearing about ice on Mars like 10 years ago. What's the deal? Well, you're right, this isn't the first time we found ice on Mars. In 2008, the Phoenix Mars lander discovered some water ice fields near the poles of the planet. But what's remarkable about the Mars Reconnaissance discovery is that the ice sheets were located near the equator. After the researchers investigated these sites, they found that some of the glaciers lie at a depth of just 3 to 6 feet below the surface. But what's even more astounding is that some of the water ice deposits reach depths of over 300 feet. Dundas supposes that these close-to-the-surface deposits probably started their life as snow accumulations, but over time they were compressed into huge glaciers consisting of different layers of ice that got covered under a 6-foot layer of frozen dust and dirt. Kind of like my youngest son's bedroom. Now, why are scientists so excited about this most recent finding? To answer that question, there are several reasons. First of all, we could learn a lot about the past climate of the planet by studying the structure of these ice-rich Martian deposits. It might sound like, okay, cool, for the average person. But for researchers, it's incredibly exciting news to have the possibility to explore these ice fields and learn more about the red planet's past. I mean, I can share their enthusiasm. Think about it. What if there were oceans of water covering the planet? Now secondly, the glaciers could potentially become a source of water for humans when they start to explore the red planet and possibly colonize it. People might be able to use it to extract oxygen and drinking water, or even produce hydroelectric power from it. This isn't just science fiction, it could become a reality. Okay, the scientific community is obviously thrilled about this. How about you? Are you just as excited about this latest space news? Do you want to live possibly on Mars? If you do, hit the like button and show your desire to become a Martian. Now, let's see exactly why the mysterious red planet has captivated our minds so much by revealing her secrets. Mars seems to have 2 faces, and this confuses the heck out of scientists. The fixation of our sci-fi obsessions is kinda two-faced. No, not like that. It literally has two faces. That is, the two sides of the planet look so different. The northern hemisphere is smooth and flat. In fact, it's one of the flattest places in our solar system. This smoothness could have been created by water that used to flow on the surface of Mars. Yet the southern hemisphere is heavily cratered, rough, and mountainous. It's 5 miles more elevated than the northern part of the planet. This change of Martian landscape could be due to a huge asteroid hitting the planet a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Oh, sorry, no, it was totally in this galaxy. Now, did water once flow on the surface of the planet? At the moment, more and more evidence is coming to light that water in its liquid form once ran on the surface of the red planet. But don't get too excited. It's still mostly unknown whether it can flow on Mars nowadays. The atmospheric pressure is too low, just 1/100th of what we have here on Earth. So it seems that liquid water wouldn't be able to keep its form. But there are some dark, narrow lines visible on the sides of Martian mountains that are believed to be salt water running down the slopes into a spring. Ooh! The mystery of methane. What mystery? There's cows and there's methane, right? Well, back in 2003, Mars Express, a spacecraft launched by the European Space Agency, discovered methane in the atmosphere of Mars. On our planet, most of this atmospheric gas is produced by living creatures, for example, cattle digesting food. However, we know that the methane stabilized on Mars just about 300 years ago. So the real question is what or who is producing the gas? Yes, the mysterious Martian farts. And that brings us to our next question. Could there be life on Mars? The Martian surface is very hostile to any form of life that our vivid imaginations can think up. It's cold, radioactive, extremely dry, and anything else you associate with the notion of uninhabitable. But at the same time, we know that on Earth there are places where the environment is just as harsh, like the Antarctic dry valleys or the Chilean Atacama Desert. Life manages to survive even in those places, so why couldn't it exist on Mars? Plus, we know that life exists where there is water, and if there used to be oceans on the red planet, why not presume there was life? Hey, are we from Mars? In Antarctica, scientists have discovered meteorites that once arrived from Mars. They were blasted off our neighboring planet by cosmic impacts who knows how long ago. Researchers have noticed that some Martian structures resemble those that are created by microorganisms here on Earth. So that begs the question, did the first signs of life on Earth originate from Mars? Most scientists give chemical, not biological explanations for this phenomenon, but the debate continues. Which side of the debate are you on? Do you think life on Earth originally crashed here on meteorites from Mars? Let us know where you stand in the comments below. By the way, did you know that Mars is home to the biggest mountain in the solar system? It's called Olympus Mons, and it's actually a 13-mile tall and 372-mile wide shield volcano. To put that in perspective, Mount Everest is just 5.5 miles tall, and the 5-hour drive from Philadelphia to Boston is only 309 miles. Yeah, this thing is a monster. It was formed over billions of years. But wait, it gets even more interesting. It seems that the volcano could still be active. Scientists aren't 100% sure, but there's some evidence of lava flow. Never go outside during a Martian storm. Okay, I won't. In case you ever decide to move to Mars, you probably should know that this planet can boast the most impressive dust storms in the entire solar system. And no, you just can't wait one out in a shelter, because these storms cover the whole planet and last for months. Mars is able to pull off such a feat due to the elliptical shape of its orbit. Mars will one day have rings. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh, sorry, not that kind of ring. In the nearest future, just some 30 million years ahead is all, gravitational forces will tear apart Mars' largest moon, Phobos. This will create a ring around the red planet, similar to the one you can see around Saturn, and this ring could decorate Mars for as long as 100 million years. And if you're not happy with your weight, you definitely need to move to Mars. Now, Mars could be your ticket to a drastically smaller number on the scale. How's that? Well, the planet itself is smaller than our Earth, so the surface gravity there is 62.5% lower than ours on Earth. That means if you weigh 150 pounds here on Earth, your weight on Mars could just be 56 pounds. Isn't that motivation enough to pack up and become a Martian? Time is different on Mars too. While one day on the red planet is just 40 minutes longer than that on Earth, its year lasts 687 days. On one hand, that would suck to wait so long in between birthdays, but on the other, you would technically have fewer of them. So that means you'd not only be lighter, but younger too. Cairo was named after Mars. The name Cairo means place of Mars in the original Arabic. The red planet was rising at the time of this Egyptian city's foundation, hence the name. So that means if Pluto was rising instead of Mars, then Cairo could have been called Mickey Mouse's dog. Makes sense. Ice Age on Mars. The planet is currently coming out of an ice age. Well, it actually ended 400,000 years ago, but it's a pretty long process. Just like Earth, Mars has seasons. This is possible because Mars, just like our planet, sits on a slightly tilted axis. However, Martian seasons last 2 times longer. Remember, the year is twice as long as ours. Mars is a bit of an eccentric, just like my Aunt Wilma. Well, not Mars itself, but the orbit is. It's the most unusual of all the other planets' path in our solar system because it's the least circular. So we could say that Mars is kind of a hipster, just like my Aunt Wilma. Perhaps you know some other curious facts about the red planet. Share your knowledge with us in the comments. You can also spread the knowledge to all your friends by sharing this video. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to have 24/7 access to the most informative and enthralling videos, subscribe to our channel and stay on the bright side. Oh, by the way, did you find all the light bulbs? Then don't waste time and be the first to write about it in the comments.